What should the Vikings do now that they have the number 11 and the number 23 overall pick? But before I answer that question, let's dive into how far they could move up just by using those two first round selections they have in this year's draft. Based on the draft pick value chart made by CBS Sportsline managing editor RJ White, the one that I use, the number 11 and number 23 overall picks are worth right between the number 3 and number 4 overall picks in this year's draft. Having said that, there's usually a premium when a team is trading up for a quarterback. So if the Vikings have to throw in a mid-round selection in 2025, they should do that. If it's getting your quarterback, it doesn't matter if you trade away a mid-rounder in future years. Now, as for who I think the Vikings should target, if they trade up to 3 or 4 to presumably pick the third quarterback off the board, it has to be Drake May from North Carolina. 2 years as a full-time starter in Chapel Hill, and they were outstanding. And I love the fact that May did not have a lot of future NFL talent around him at North Carolina, but still had back-to-back rock-solid seasons as a quarterback in the ACC. And even after losing wide receiver Josh Downs to the Indianapolis Colts in last year's draft, May's yards per attempt average actually went from 8.4 in 2022 to 8.5 this past season. And at over 6'3", over 220 pounds, he's one of the bigger quarterbacks in this draft class. He has all the arm talent to make every single throw on the field, and he did that on a routine basis as the quarterback of North Carolina. He had a big-time throw rate of 8.4% in 2022, and it was still pretty high last season at 7.7%. He did not play behind a good offensive line, but did not take a bunch of sacks, and that is a good indicator of his ability to elude defenders and just get the ball out of his hands at the next level. His pressure to sack rate in each of his 2 seasons as North Carolina starter was under 20%. That's a good number. And he's a capable athlete. I don't know if May will be used in the designed run game in the NFL very frequently, but he certainly was at North Carolina and was very effective in doing so. And lastly, besides his ability to just make every throw from inside the pocket, May utilizes his legs well, keeps his eyes up, and certainly has that off-structure component to his game, which is so vital in today's NFL. So there's a good chance that over the next few weeks, or maybe on draft night, we hear of another trade from the Minnesota Vikings to get to either pick 3 or pick 4 in this draft. And then we'll wonder, is it going to be Drake May or J.J. McCarthy from Michigan? And to me, it's a no-brainer. It has to be Drake May for the Vikings. He would be a wonderful fit in Kevin O'Connell's offense. And given the talent on Minnesota's roster, a good offensive line, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, he can hit the ground running in the NFL.